Okay, guys, so the mainstream media is once again desperately and eagerly trying to find any snippet of something Donald Trump might have said sometime in the last 60 years of his existence in order to invalidate him as a presidential candidate, meanwhile ignoring the blatant WikiLeaks exposés showing Hillary Clinton to be the quintessential pay-for-play Wall Street candidate. But let's worry about the fact that Trump is a horny man. But according to the latest allegations, let's see, more questionable footage of Trump's comments on women. In 1992 footage from Entertainment Tonight, Donald Trump greets a young girl and then brags to camera, quote, "I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. So I saw this, I'm like, wow, this sounds fucking horrible. So I clicked on the article. CBS News. Definitely trust CBS News, who won't even mention shit about Hillary. Let's go ahead and play the clip that CBS News provides, and I'll tell you why this whole thing already sounds fishy to me.
Let's start with a short video clip from 1992 from Entertainment Tonight, which is owned by CBS Television. In it, Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl. Let's listen to that.
Soon, Thursday night, you're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
You can hear him say, "I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?" Major, I wonder how concerned the Trump campaign...
So that being said, well, what is the evidence? What is the evidence that Donald Trump was referring to a 10-year-old girl and saying, "I'm going to be dating her in 10 years"? Well, again, where is the evidence? This video shows nothing of the sort. All right? Now, according to the article, it says Donald Trump was referring to a group of girls. Look, Donald Trump, look at this. In 1992, a 46-year-old Donald Trump looked at a group of 10-year-old girls and quipped, "I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Okay, so let's take a look at the footage again and show me where in this footage do you see this? Donald Trump looking at a group of 10-year-old girls. Let's play the footage one more time.
Soon, Thursday night, you're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
You can hear him say, "I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?" Major, I wonder...
So here's the interesting thing. The media is claiming that according to the footage, you see Donald Trump referring to a group of girls who are, according to the mainstream media and the reports I just showed you, they're 10 years old. So apparently, according to BuzzFeed, this is hilarious, guys. According to BuzzFeed, in 1992, a 46-year-old Donald Trump looked at a group of 10-year-old girls. So according to BuzzFeed, every single girl on this escalator that Donald Trump was referring to, even though you can't see Donald Trump in the video, you don't know who he's talking to or what, every single one of the girls is 10 years old. Wow, what an interesting coincidence. Every single girl on the escalator in this group of girls is 10 years old? What a coincidence. But let's focus in again on the claims and the evidence. They claim Donald Trump said this in reference to a 10-year-old girl, but they don't even have Donald Trump on camera, so you can't even see who Donald Trump is referring to. So, I mean, you want to talk about evidence that's admissible in court? This ain't it, bitches. Now, I suppose one rationalization that the media is making to justify the claim that Donald Trump was referring to these girls on the escalator, even though you can't see him on screen, you don't know who he's talking to, where he's even looking, their claim is that, I suppose their rationalization is that at the beginning of the video, Trump says,
Soon, Thursday night, you're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
So I suppose that the media's rationalization for their claim that Trump was talking about a 10-year-old girl, even though we can't see who they are, even though how do you identify the girls and determine they're 10 years old? Like, who the fuck determined from this videotape that the girls were 10 years old. I mean, it's not making a lot of sense so far. But I suppose the rationalization is that if you look at the dialogue, you hear Donald Trump say, soon, and then he says, are you going up the escalator? And then you hear what sounds like a very young girl go, yeah. And then Donald Trump abruptly says,
I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it?
Now, does that sound weird? Yeah, it sounds pretty fucking weird. I mean, and how else do you explain the statement, I am going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? Now, here's the thing. Here's the problem with these allegations the media is making. Number one, he says, I am going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? So, number one, if we follow the mainstream media's logic here, number one, you can't really know who Donald Trump is referring to. Because he's not even on the fucking screen. Okay, let's just be honest here. If you want to talk about evidence against Trump, this is shitty evidence. He's not even on the fucking screen, okay? So we don't necessarily know who the fuck he was talking about. Okay, they claim that there was a group of people on the escalator, but if you look at the footage, some of the people on the escalator are men in this group of people. And it's hard to tell how old every single person is. You don't necessarily know who he's talking to.
You can hear him say, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years. Can you believe it? Major, I wonder how...
It's not outside the realm of possibility that he was talking to somebody else. Maybe he was standing near the escalator, or maybe he was in the way of the escalator, and somebody had to go up the escalator, and he asked, you going up the escalator? And they said, yeah. And then maybe he had been having a conversation with somebody standing next to him. And he just cut back to the conversation he was having. The point is, you can't really know. But my other point is, so what the media is suggesting is Donald Trump is standing here in the middle of his lobby in Trump Towers, surrounded by dozens of people, at least. And what the media is claiming that while Trump is standing in his own property, where, you know, according to the media, Trump is just an evil, rich, greedy guy who wants to make money. So you're telling me that while Trump is standing on his own property in front of dozens of people, he's going to vocally, openly say, yeah, I want to date that girl in 10 years. You really think he would just say that if he's such a creepy, disgusting guy and you had to dig through fucking decades of tapes to find one little nasty little thing? You think he's just going to openly say it in front of fucking dozens of people? It doesn't necessarily make that much sense. I mean, Donald Trump's obviously not a dumb guy. He obviously understands social perception. He obviously understands how the media works. Why would he stand in front of a bunch of people and say, in front of his own clients, his own customers basically, who are there on his property, and just openly say, yeah, I'm going to date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. Really? 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 So look, you know, I can't conclusively prove either way. Was Trump referring to the 10-year-old girl? Was he not referring to the 10-year-old girl? Was he referring to some other woman? The point is that the video doesn't even have Donald Trump on the fucking camera, which is already suspicious as it is. It sounds like they had to find something so ambiguous that they could pin it on Trump without actually having enough evidence. So this whole thing just smells fishy as fuck. I can't be sure of who Trump was talking to. I don't know what he was saying, but that's the point. You can't know either way. And for the media to just come out and assume on this shitty-ass little video that he was talking to a 10-year-old girl is quite the leap to make. Sounds like another hit job to me.
Fight back against YouTube censorship by supporting me on Patreon. You'll also get access to exclusive, never-before-seen videos and other perks like monthly Google Hangouts with me, free books and t-shirts, and more.